To calibrate the pumps, they must be charged. If the pumps have not been charged within the past 48 hours, you must recharge the pumps prior to sampling. Be sure to verify the pump flow rates in an area where you are not exposing the media and equipment to the contaminant, like an office setting. All pumps have the lab calibration information on the lab pump calibration datasheet provided. Set up the pumps with the correct media in line, with the field rotometer as shown. The order of the components for calibration is pump, high flow tubing, lure adapter, short section of small diameter tubing connected to a 13 mm Swinix filter, short piece of high flow tubing, impinger, and rotometer. Remove the two screws on the front of the pump and reinstall with the impinger holder in line. Remove the impinger from the foam packing material and save the material for return shipment. Separate the impinger and remove the paraffin wax from the top portion of the impinger that prevents the impinger from fusing together. Insert the bottom portion of the impinger into the impinger holder with the units of measure visible. Be sure to wear rubber gloves when handling the impinger solution. Dispense the proper amount of impinger solution, 10 milliliters per OR OSHA 1010, according to the method, using the milliliter measurements on the impinger as a guide, by pouring the solution directly or using the disposable pipette provided. Remove the nib and attach the low-flow Tygon tubing on the side of the Swinix cassette to the pump tubing. Then, attach the short section of Tygon tubing to the other end of the Swinix cassette. Now attach the tubing to the side port of the impinger. Now attach the rotometer to the top port of the impinger. Important: never attach the tubing coming from the pump to the top port of the impinger. This will cause solution to be drawn into the pump, resulting in failure and damage to the pump. To begin calibration, turn on the pump. With everything sitting on a level, flat surface, check the ball float in the rotometer. Be sure to take your rotometer reading at eye level and use the center of the float for the value. If you need to adjust the flow, use the set screw on the pump. After you are satisfied with the flow rate, turn off the pump and verify the recorded value on the pump calibration sheet. Carefully transfer the solution into the vial, cap, and mark for calibration. Remove the Swinix cassette from the pump. Insert the vial and Swinix cassette into the Ziploc bag and mark for calibration. Dispense 10 milliliters of solution for the sample and reinstall the tubing Swinix filter tubing section to the pump. Reconnect the impinger to the tubing from the Swinix filter. Turn on the pump and record the time to the minute that the pump was started. The counter records the number of minutes the pump is operating and should read 0 when you begin. After sampling is complete, turn off the pump and record the time. Important: both media provided for this sampling are light and temperature sensitive. The sampling media, solution, must be returned to the dark vials, and the Swinix filter must be returned to the light-sensitive bag they were shipped in and refrigerated until shipment back to the lab. Return the media as it was received in a cooler with ice pack. Transfer the solution to a vial and label the vial. Tighten the vial cap and apply tape to the cap in the same direction that you tightened it to prevent leakage during shipment. Disconnect the Swinix filter from the sample train, reinstall the nibs, and place it in the dark plastic bag with the capped vial and seal. After the samples are prepared for shipment, a post-calibration must be performed on the pump. You can now perform the post-calibration the same way you did the pre-calibration, using the marked impinger solution, but do not make any set screw adjustments. Just record the flow rate on the pump calibration sheet. The pre and post rates should be within 10% of each other. If they are, average the flow rates to determine the flow rate to be used to calculate the air volume. All rotometers are calibrated against a primary standard monthly. This calibration formula is located on the side of the rotometer. Take the average rotometer reading and plug it into the calibration formula where the X is to determine your actual flow rate. Multiply the flow rate, LPM, by the total time sampled in minutes to get the air volume in liters. Record the total liters on the field pump data sheets and the chain of custody. If the post-sampling rates are not within 10%, OSHA considers the samples screening samples, and if the analytical results show high levels, resampling is recommended. Important: be sure to pack the impinger in the foam packing material for return shipment. Then, complete the chain of custody form. It is important that you include all the information requested in order to ensure the turnaround time of your samples. Remove the pink copy and keep this for your records. Send the white and yellow copies in with the samples to the lab in the large Ziploc bag. Questions? Contact Galson Laboratories by phone, email, or IH Live Chat. You may also access our extensive library of other helpful videos at galsonlabs.com. Thank you.